Okay, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to create class files in C++. So we're going to create 3 files, a main program, and then we'll have the class files themselves, the header and the implementation. So I'm just going to choose create C++. I'll just call this test class. And I'm going to create this. All right, so I'm just going to show you my main program. Now keep in mind, I'm going to take one big file where we have a main program and the class all together in one file, and I'm going to break it apart into 3 files. But you don't have to do it this way. You can create your new replet, and then you can create the 3 files and then put everything in the way it should be. So I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to paste in my code. So this is, again, simple rectangle class where we have the declaration at the top and the main program here. And down at the bottom, we have the implementation of all of the functions for the class. All right, so, we want to keep our main program here in main.cpp. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the class files themselves. So I'm going to choose add file. And this is a rectangle class, so I'm going to call this rectangle.h. Right, that's going to be my header file, and that's where the class declaration is going to go. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to take the class declaration out of here, and I'm going to put it in here. Okay, so now we have a separate file with the class declaration in there. All right, and now I'm going to create another file called rectangle.cpp. Now, the CPP file is where all of the implementation of all the functions is going to go. So the declaration goes in the header file. All right, the implementation or all the functions go in the CPP file. They should both have the same file name, rectangle, right? But they have different file extensions. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to take all of this code, right, all the functions out, and I'm going to put the functions in here. Now there's a few things that we have to do now to get this working. We have to include the header file in this one. So what including does is it gives it access to all of the information in here. So I'm going to come in here. Let me just put my include statements at the top. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to include rectangle.h. Make sure that that goes away. Okay. And you'll notice it's in double quotes. It's in double quotes because okay, so when this is in double quotes, it's just telling you to include something that's already in this project here, in this replet right here. Now the other thing that I have to do, because in this code here I'm using cout statements, and you'll notice they look like they're errors here, but I'm going to have to put my include Iostream in this file as well, and using namespace standard. Just like I do in my main program, just because those things are in this particular file. Okay. And the last step is here. I also have to include my rectangle.h in the main program, because see how it's right here, it's looking for what a rectangle is, so I have to do that. I kind of like to type that because it seems to put an extra double quote at the end if I don't. But the order of these include statements doesn't matter. You could have the Iostream first and this one second if you want to. Okay, so I'm just going to run and show you that this does indeed run, and you can see it over here. Okay, so now we have it in 3 files. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, that just made things harder, right? I had one file, it ran fine. But the idea with classes is code reuse. Now we have a rectangle class here and here, and we can save that class, and then we can use it anytime we might use a rectangle in a program, just like when you include libraries like Iostream, right? Iostream has things in it like cout, cin. So every time we want to use them, we don't rewrite that code again, we just include them into the program. So now I could use these 2 files with any main program that I want that uses rectangles. That's the benefit, okay? Code reuse is important. And an important part to object-oriented programming, being able to use this class over and over again and not making part of just one main program that has all this rectangle code piled inside of it.